friends, the only thing that's giving me a little satisfied, if that's even possible, after a shameful night like this, on the day of my uncle's passing, not even a win for Flamengo, not a single good result. Flamengo couldn't give us anything. It's unbelievable. But if there's one silver lining, because Leonardo, Jardim, and Danilo at least represented us, if it weren't for them, I would really be even more worried. Look at this. Let's hear from Danilo here. Look at what Danilo said. Shame, what we did on the field can't happen wearing the Flamengo jersey. Okay? That can't happen. We have to do some soul searching right now. There have already been a few during the season. As I've said a few times, everyone needs to take responsibility, both in the locker room and outside as well. Okay? So Danilo said that it's a shame. He told TV Globo that what we did on the field can't happen. It's Ronaldo Angelim, right? Our friend is Ronaldo Angelim, also a club legend. Yeah, he criticized Flamengo's team. Look at that, look at that.
Look at that. It's been a long time, a really long time since I've seen Flamengo play such a bad match. Man, it's also been a long time since I've seen that.
For free.
Do you know what for free means?
For free.
It could have been 5 or 6, easy. Way below. And Danilo's interview was easy, his words, his and mine. Horrible. Flamengo needs to improve. The match is a disgrace, considering the squad Flamengo has, considering the players Flamengo has. The team needs to compete more, they're competing very little. Bragantino dominated, created the goal chances, did what?
Just toyed with them?
They gave the opportunity and Flamengo was just watching. With all the investments Flamengo has, several players for each position at least compete.
Not competing, Samuel Lino, to leave everyone else aside.
Fight more, want more.
I think
that's an opinion. I was a player too. I've been through these embarrassments. But in my time, the investments were much smaller, right, man? Not anymore. Today, there are a lot of quality players at Flamengo. I think that at least to compete, I think Flamengo has to compete more. Very little competition, few opportunities created, Flamengo aside. Anyway. Terrible match, but that's it. We who support Flamengo never stop cheering.
And we're spoiled, right? Flamengo always plays really well. Exactly what I said, huh, guys? And then we get a night like this, where there wasn't even a single shot on goal. The team played really badly, terrible. We are really shocked. We get upset. And we had Leonardo, Jardim talking about this as well. I'll bring it here. Yeah. I just wanted to mention that Neymar got his 3rd yellow card. He won't play against Flamengo, okay? Gabigol might also not play against Flamengo because of an injury, a muscle injury he's being treated for. So Neymar got his 3rd yellow card and won't play against Flamengo. Carrascal, on the other hand, is cleared to play, but today he also came in for Fernanda. It's crazy. Flamengo got a stay for Carrascal. The midfielder is cleared to play as usual. For Flamengo, even with the 4-game suspension, with the suspensive effect, he can play until a new ruling takes place. So he can participate even though he has a 4-game suspension. The stay allows him to play until the appeal is decided. So I'll share some important information here. Flamengo now. They're in a situation now where even if they win their postponed game, they'll still be 2 points behind Fluminense. They'll reach 17. And Fluminense has 19 with a squad that's much cheaper than Flamengo's. But that's it. Football isn't played on paper, it's played on the field. Zubeldia's Fluminense is working with 19 points and Palmeiras has reached 22. In other words, if Flamengo wins their game in hand, they'll be 5 points behind Palmeiras. They must win both head-to-head matches with Palmeiras to move ahead. Flamengo can't drop any more points. Look at the situation they put themselves in. The championship is already getting complicated from the start. A quarter of the championship has been played, and Flamengo is already getting into trouble. Yeah, my God. That's crazy. Madness. Let's hear from Coach Leonardo Jardim. And he agrees with Danilo. He criticizes Eric Pulgar's sending off. The player slipped up there, right? He's an idol. We love Eric Pulgar, but he messed up. So we're going to take a look at the behind the scenes from this game of Flamengo 0, Bragantino 3, right? Actually, Bragantino 3, Flamengo 0. It was at their home. This is sausage country, and Flamengo got stuffed. That's the truth. You know what I mean, right? Let's follow the coverage from Coluna do Fla in partnership with the Paparazzo Bruno channel.
Good evening, Jorginho. Good evening. What lesson can you take from such a painful defeat? Also thinking about the Libertadores, since next week you already have to give a quick response. Sunday, tickets are sold out. The fans will be at Maracanã.
You need a quick response, right? Learn from what happened today that this can't happen. And each one should look at themselves, everyone really, and change that. Obviously, thankfully, it's in 3 days. We can change that quickly because, as I said before, we don't deserve this for all the work we do, all the dedication we put in. The fans don't deserve it. And Flamengo itself doesn't deserve it. So in 3 days, we have to turn things around and get back to winning. That's what Flamengo deserves. Thanks, good night.
Rossi, can we talk for a bit real quick? Flamengo had a terrible performance today. You pulled off 2 miracle saves. And then at the end of the game, there was that mess where you ended up getting involved with Bragantino's assistant coach, who tried to attack De La Cruz. What happened in that confusion, Rossi?
He didn't just try, he did. He attacked, he elbowed De La Cruz. That's why Rashid. I'm not usually like that, but when it's necessary, you have to stand up for your teammates. Obviously, we played a very poor game. In the first half, we were down 2-0. Then we had one less player. It gets even harder, especially against a team that seems to prepare specifically to face Flamengo. It's obvious. Against Flamengo, everyone wants to show more than they really have. And it happens. Obviously, we can lose, but we know we can't lose the way we lost. Because it's obvious that it's disrespectful to the fans who came here to support us and to the fans who always support us. But that's football. In 3 days, we have an important match to keep adding points. The season is still early. And by winning at home, we know we can't forget everything we've been building so far. We've gone 4 games without losing. We lost today, but on Sunday we have another game to lift our heads and try to start turning things around next week in the best way possible with a very tough trip to play at altitude in Cusco.
Posse, how was the conversation after the game about the criticism? How was the atmosphere as well?
I tried. Obviously, the atmosphere always gets bad when you lose, but the way the game went, I think each of us has to look at ourselves. Afterwards, we need to calmly try to solve the lapses, the problems that made us lose the game today. But that's football. And as I said, on Sunday, we have another important game for us to try to turn things around again and play at home with our fans in the best way possible.
Did you guys talk to get this reaction? Ronaldo Jardim said he thought the team lacked energy, was a bit static. What's the best way, in your view, to get this reaction against Santos?
There's not much to say. Obviously, we have to respect the jersey we wear. We represent Flamengo and must do so in the best way possible. We have no excuses for playing such a poor game like that. And obviously on Sunday we have to play a great game to get the win at home and give some joy to our fans who deserve it.
Thank you.
Thanking the press office.
Good evening, Leo Jardim and Leo Jose of Colonia do Flamengo. In this game now against Bragantino, being very close to the field, I was able to notice Luis Araujo looking really down in the first half and Everton Cebolinha also looking really down. In the game against Corinthians, Samuel Lino had been like that too, and during the 90 minutes I've been noticing that there's a lot of pressure from one to another when they miss a pass, when they make a wrong move. And actually, in my view, this has a lot to do with confidence. I wanted to understand from you, after this international break, how do you evaluate the confidence of this Flamengo team? You said that the players are static and all, but how do you evaluate the confidence of these players? Is it high, low, or average?
No, honestly, I think this game is one that breaks a bit the streak the players were having, a positive streak. That's why I believe the confidence levels were good, because they were coming from a positive streak with good results. We had won 3 games and drawn against Corinthians. We had won the Taça Barriocas. I believe that some of these players who have even played less. If you're referring to Araujo, he was supposed to be more confident, but for sure today wasn't his best game. And of course, we believe that in the future, these players who were below expectations today will improve to show here what we expect from our players. No, regarding Paulo Gara, for sure, he didn't behave well, I know that. He wants to win just like everyone wants to win, but there's something we all need to have, which is composure during the game. Emotional control for all players, especially top-level players, is fundamental. And Polgar has a hot temper, but he knows he needs to be careful because it hurts the team, even though the score is already 2-0, but it hurts the team in a possible comeback. And surely Polgar or any other teammate or any Flamengo player has to pay attention to that, which is not getting cards that hurt the team and its performance. Leonardo, I wanted you to say one that... Now let's look to the future, but we have to demand, because those of us who are in high-level competition, it's not... And when I demand from the team, I'm the first to demand from myself, because I represent the players. And we believe that we are capable of doing more and doing better. When I think that we have delivered what we could do, it's because we believe in the value of our players and in the value of the team's formation to do more and better. It's not worth it, but the players tried and others underwent surgery and were tired. No, any player who plays for Flamengo has to have ability and quality, because I was hired to be here to show why I'm here. And that's why there's pressure, because we are capable of doing better. Thank you, Jardim, everyone. Thank you all. Good evening. I echo Danilo's words as my own. We are all ashamed, because wearing Flamengo's jersey means we have to have a different attitude and a different level of ability on the field. In the first half, we weren't able to play. We just weren't able to play. Everything was very predictable at a very slow pace, with no connections between the lines, between the first phase of build-up and the second phase of build-up. And for sure, the opponent was always stronger than us in the duels and had 2 shots on goal that ended up being 2 great goals, right? In the second half, we wanted to change things up by switching some of the players up front to give us more mobility, more in line with our characteristics as Flamengo players, and then there was a sending off. Once again, we can't lose our heads, because football is also very much about using your head. By losing our heads and going a man down, we almost threw away all our efforts to change the outcome in the second half. What I told the players at halftime was, we have a model and a way of playing where our players have to make themselves available for the game. And I mentioned that our players, especially from Meccano forward, didn't make themselves available for the game. They stayed very fixed, very static. And that allowed the opponent to win the duels against us because they are players with different characteristics. They won the duels and took advantage of the two shots to score and make it 2-0. And we need to have a different ability with the ball. We need to have a different ability to attack the opponent with movement, with play between the lines, with overloads, 2 against 1, playing movement with movement. And today we were an extremely static team. In the first half, from midfield forward, we were extremely static.